So far na may mga nakikita mong storyline dito sa issue ng pagkaka-aresto dito kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte?
Well, ang talagang ano dyan is really the main storyline that is the low-hanging fruit. Ito yung pinakamadali kasing kunin eh. Napaka-obvious. Is really what is known in our industry. Na-discuss ko na to sa ibang episode. I think it was episode 229. De, joke lang.
Kabisado mo.
Yun na nga, I discussed it in another episode. Ang tawag dito sa strategy na to, there's a technical term for it. It's pity party or pity play. And lahat ng elemento kasi, pag sinabi mong pity party or pity play na strategy, usually, ang mga talagang kabit na kabit dyan sa strategiya na yan ay pakinggan ninyo yung mga elemento, see if it sounds familiar. Pag merong matanda, senior citizen, pag involved mga anak, at may illness or old age involved. So it seems to tick all the boxes. So napaka-low-hanging fruit yan para sa mga tagapaghanga or fans ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Kasi nga, he's a senior citizen, 79 turning 80. Nakita mo naman, kadrama-drama, yung he was torn away from his family. Yung mga anak, ayaw payagan, umiiyak si Kitty Duterte, si Vice President Inday Sara Duterte, nasa labas, ayaw papasukin ng gate. Tapos,
sorry, may missing element. Hindi lang umiiyak, nagmumura.
At
makalimutan lang, for the record, Your Honor, nagmumura.
At namabatok ng cellphone, yung asawa, no? Pero it has all those elements, and then you see the frail man riding and ambling towards the airplane. Ang problema na juxtapose yan, big word yan, juxtapose, na contrast pa yan dun sa isang naka-uniforme na si General Torre, man in uniform, the establishment, the man, yung tinatawag nila, di ba? Na nagbibigay ng mga orders, very stern, and again, naka-uniforme, looking very stiff. Tapos ito namang si Tatay Digong ay mahina at tinatanggap lang niya ang mga sinasabi sa kanya. So it has all the elements of a paawa play or a pity party. So yun yung low-hanging fruit. Yun ang naging main narrative. Do I agree with it? Personally, I don't. And maybe we can discuss in a while bakit hindi ako agree dun sa naratibong yun. But that is the easiest narrative to slip into.
Do you think this is working so far sa monitoring mo?
It is in a way working because it is, babalikan natin yung consolidation of your base. This has definitely consolidated the base. If you are, obviously, if you're a hardline Duterte or PDP supporter, this will enrage you and this will sadden you, anger you, trigger your emotions. Nandun na tayo. Pero para dun sa mga soft supporters, for sure, hard supporter na sila ngayon. It is, whatever you say, it's a polarizing event. Meron akong kilala na hindi naman maka-Duterte, and I'm sure you've heard it also, probably, maybe not in your timelines, dahil wala naman siguro aamin. Pero I'm sure there has been somebody in your circle who has said, alam mo, galit na galit ako dyan galit na galit ako sa mga atrocities na nangyari nung panahon ni Duterte, yung mga EJK. Pero admittedly, nakakaawa siya para naalala ko yung lolo ko. So there is that sentiment.
Totoo ba yan o ano yan, manufactured sentiment? Kasi ang nakikita ko online, no, dinidikit pa nila yan sa mga kakamping. Sinasabi, ako kakamping ako, talagang hindi ko binoto yan, galit ako. Pero nung nakita ko yan pag-arresto.
Yan, that is manufactured. That is definitely manufactured. Proven yan. Nakita natin that it's a script na kinakalat sa Line Troll Network. But admittedly, ako personally, meron nagsabi sa akin na hindi naman siya PRRD supporter. May nagsabi sa akin na sa totoo lang nakakaawa Pero let's see, I'm glad he's being brought to justice. Pero the scene itself was sad, lalo nung nakasilip siya sa labas ng bintana, mukhang kawawa. Ako, I wouldn't really go that victim route only because it is such a whiplash from the established Duterte brand. Masyadong matindi yung whiplash. And the problem with playing a pity party strategy, the problem with executing a pity party strategy is you'd better make sure that every element, you have the upper hand. Walang may isasagot sa'yo na mas matindi. Ang problema, lahat ng elemento ng strategy na yan, merong may isasagot yung tao. So that's where this strategy crumbles. If you're playing the paawa effect. May sagot eh. Pag sinabi mong this is the plane that kidnapped my father, ang sagot, this is the hearse that brought the dead child to the morgue. Pag ang ano is, sandwich lang ang pinakain sa jet, kawawa ang may sakit. Ang sagot is, buti nga siya nakakakain pa. Ang mga Pinas lang, di na pwedeng so it's that may masasagot sa iyo.
And actually hindi lang yung merong maisasagot kasi yun ang totoo. Yun ang talaga nangyari. 'Di ba?
Yes, 'di ba? So that's the problem. That is the fundamental foundational flaw of the Dutertes using a pity party play. So I'll circle back to your first question na nag-umpisa tayo, no? Tinanong mo ano ba yung nakikita ko narratives? Kasi there's also another strain, another avenue na lumalabas, and I'm sure you've seen it on your timeline, na they're still doubling down on the Duterte brand of Tatay Digong being the master strategist, the man with a plan, the guy who knows something we don't. Hindi, maiisahan tayo mapapahiya ang ICC. Pag nagsalita si Tatay Digong, tiklop lahat yan. In fact, kusa siyang sumama. Because it's all part of his grand strategy as a master tactician na pahiyain ng ICC at ipakita sa buong mundo kung gaano kalala na dito sa Pilipinas at mapapahiya ang administrasyon once PRRD speaks. So there's also that narrative. I would actually double down on that if I'm being honest kasi yun mas consistent. At least yun, wala nang may babalik sa'yo, di ba? Wala nang may babalik sa'yo. I would actually double down on that. I'd double down on indignation.
Kung ikaw yung si Duterte, you double
down on that. Kung ako yung nag-a-advise or nag-aabiso sa Duterte Coms, which categorically po, sinasabi ko sa mga manonood at nakikinig, wala ho akong kinalaman dyan. Hindi po ako interested in any way, shape, or form helping that camp. But if I was in either camp, for that matter, but if I was in that camp, I'd double down on that.
Di ba may balik din yun? Naisip ko lang, no? Pag sinabi yung master tactician, master strategist, Lolo, bumenta na po yan kasi 6 na taon po tayo nag-intay ng inyong strategy or tactic dito sa South China Sea. And,
hindi naman na-pivot.
Oo. But that dulo na budol
Pero cerebral yan, Ian cerebral yan It's not a visceral balik. Kasi ang visceral balik, pag nagpakita ka ng kawawang picture ni PRRD na natutulog sa bangko or sa loob ng jet, magpapakita sila ng picture ng napatlang, ng isang nakasalpak sa monoblock na duguan. So it's visceral. Itong yung pivot na ganyan, medyo there's maybe 3, 4, 5 intellectual notches para makuha yung buweltang ganun. I would actually double down on that. Okay. Mas consistent pa sa brand ni Digong.
Oo nga, itong paawa mukhang off-brand ito sa mga Duterte. Tapang-tapang pero bigla magpapaawa.
Nadali mo iyan. In fact, that is the main hurdle or stumbling block nila with that strategy. Kasi, my goodness, up to a recent memory, the former president, di ba, sasampalin ko yung ICC, bring it on. So nauungkat ngayon yung mga sinabi ni Bato na make my day. Kung gusto mo, samahan pa niya ako sa ICC, I will face it. So it's all this bluster, bravado na biglang na tunaw ng parang ice cream or pumutok ng parang bula.